Good morning and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. We have two American blended whiskeys. The first one is Royale Club. Can't find out when it was introduced. Okay, I searched and then I gave up. Royale Club. Doesn't even have a trademark indication. There's no indication that it is trademarked. Usually they'll say registered trademark United States Patent Office. RC, Royale Club. I'm trying to get it to focus. There we go. The signature of quality, the sign of quality, that crest. This is blended and bottled by County Line Distillers in California and Kentucky, which is a entity. Doesn't have an age statement, so we know the straight whiskeys in here are at least 4 years old. And they got a big buildup on here, making them so great. Notice it doesn't say produced by, it says blended and bottled by them. So the whiskey could be coming from any company, you see, and the grain spirits. Royale Club is an entity derived by blending several superbly refined straight whiskeys, okay, of some age, older than 4 years. 4 years or older, I mean. Grain neutral spirits, each having a special quality of its own, together to achieve a harmonious marriage of these qualities. Reading in the dark. Thus is created a perfect whiskey, which possesses sparkling clarity, mild, and I got this perfect whiskey for $5.99. Now, I don't know about you, but that sounds a little far-fetched, doesn't it? I bought this at Vintage, I think it's called Vintage Liquor Store in, I know where it is. I'm not sure about the name, but I think that's what it is, on United States Highway 71 northbound, head on that side of the highway, in Texarkana, Arkansas, right north of the interstate. Interstate 30, that from Little Rock, Arkansas, down to Dallas, Texas. Okay, nice liquor store. I bought this, and I bought Heaven Hill Gold Label Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Haven't opened it yet. And I bought a third one. What was that third? I bought a third product, but it only added up to $25 after tax for 3 bottles, full size bottles. Okay, Iron Wheel Kentucky blended whiskey, made in Kentucky, oak barrel rested, which is the law, so it doesn't mean anything. Distilled, aged, and bottled in Louisville, Kentucky. Made with American-grown corn. Iron Wheel, introduced in 2019. And you can tell by the bottle who makes it, because you know that's that Sazerac knockoff Jack Daniels bottle. Sazerac bottle, where they put in even Canadian whiskey in this bottle type. You know, the Canadian Hunter. Ancient Age bottle. Benchmark old number 8 bottle. You know this bottle. Okay. At Hocus Pocus Spirits in Prairieville, Louisiana. $8.99, 75-25 blend ratio, 75% grain neutral spirits, unaged, 25% straight whiskey, aged 3 years. 80% straight whiskeys, aged at least 4 years by virtue of the fact that it has no age statement. So it has to be at least 4 years old. Okay. Then it says at the top, the Sazerac company, Sazerac.com, but it's so tiny you can barely see it. maybe hoping you don't see it. Okay. But County Line Distillers is not a real company. It's just an alias of the Sazerac company, full of trace. Okay. I can smell this stuff. Now in Canada, you can use grain neutral spirits also, no problem, but it has to be aged at least 3 years in oak barrels. Doesn't have to be new barrels, doesn't have to be charred oak, just have to be oak. After 3 years, then it's no longer grain neutral spirits, it's then grain whiskey. Grain whiskey. But that's the law in Canada. United States, they allow you to use up to 80% grain neutral spirits. Regulation. Okay. Both the same, not the same shade, the same color. Copper is not a shade, it's a color. A shade is the lightness or darkness. Sorry about that. BC's beer reviews, BC's beer reviews, regardless of if it's in a bottle or a can, he's going to review the beer. And it might be like Left Hand peanut butter stout. And you'll have to watch that video to find out the score. I know the score, but I'm not going to give it away because then you'll be not wanting to watch. Jake says, morning, Ron. Have a good day. Morning to you and same back to you. Max Walt in Russia, in the Russian Federation, says, good morning, Ronald. Peace to you. Good morning. All right. Here we go. We're off to the whiskey races. Now, I thought I got a good deal on that Nikolai vodka. I was like, I got it for $8.99, a whole handle, $8.99. I felt so proud. Like, look at me. Nikolai, premium vodka with premium liqueur. Then I felt played yesterday afternoon when I went to Kenner, Louisiana. I went to Ricky's liquor store, beer, wine, and liquor store. I went in there. I said, let me see if they have Nikolai. They did for $8.99, same price. And then they had McCormick vodka, the handle bottle, the big bottle of McCormick for $6.99. I said, oh, look what happened to you. You thought you got a deal, but you paid actually $2 more for the same size bottle. I could have got a handle of McCormick vodka for $6.99. Now, it's done, so I'm not going to go buy it. I've got this huge handle I got to work with to do mix up. So I already did one mix up, but it's not posted yet. I only did the mix up. Well, it is posted in a way because I did it live on Fandango Friday last week. But I made a solo video where it was recorded, me alone. And I did the mix up Tahitian Treat plus Nikolai premium vodka with premium liqueur. Replicated it on a live version of it on my alternate channel called Anti-War. I'm going to do mix-ups until I get rid of that Tahitian Treat. I'm going to do a mix-up every day to get rid of the 2 liters. So I guess I'll do American blended whiskey like Grand Legacy with Tahitian Treat. Then I'll do a Canadian one, maybe a Caliber with Tahitian Treat. And so forth. I won't do Johnny Walker Blue Label with Tahitian Treat. Okay, Slow Poe 1981 says, what's your opinion in the Bud Light scope? My opinion is basically like everybody else's opinion. They made a disastrous mistake. So, feeding in and supporting somebody who's probably scamming. It's probably somebody was saying he's mentally ill. So he's probably not mentally ill. And, con artists. And playing them for a fool. So I could get up there and wear dresses and put on an act. Maybe I'll get a beer can with my face on it. Well, not now after this, but so anybody could pretend. Even if you really believe it, in a way you're pretending because you're believing something that isn't true, That would be a mental illness. That'd be a delusion, believing something that isn't true. Okay, anyway, so yeah, if you're a company and you do foolish things, you're gonna get foolish results. Bad things lead to bad results. Okay, I could do a taste challenge every hour, every morning. I could do every hour. 5:30, 6:30, 7:30, 8:30, 9:30, 10:30. But it would be a bad decision. It would lead to bad results. I mean, but it would be my fault because I was choosing to do it. Okay, because I'm one person. That's a big corporation, and they had some people lower down in the corporation, right? Lower in the corporation, making these bad decisions, and the people up above apparently didn't know about it, and they were like, "What?" But then they were trapped, right? Either way they go. Although I think if they went on the right side of the highway, they would come out ahead because there's probably a lot less people on the left side of the highway that are drinking that product. See, so you might lose them. They'll be like, "I'm not going to drink your product anymore. Power to the people, right on. I'm the vanguard of the revolution," and all of this stuff. But it's like, well, you didn't drink it before. But Joe's six pack did. So we're going to head down the right side of the highway and not follow the left-hand path. I mean, they're not going to do that because these people are involved in diabolical things and they hoodwink themselves in a sense. Okay. There's my opinion. Am I boycotting them? Not necessarily. But I mean, if people do it, I don't oppose it. I'm certainly not running out there to buy their stuff. I did buy natural ice from time, but I stopped buying natural ice before that because it was too much alcohol. It was 5.9. And as a standby beer, it's just too much. I was like, man, I feel like I got too much alcohol in my system. It's just too much. It's a wonderful product. To me, it tastes really nice, but I was like, nah, I gotta go over. I'm gonna jump to Milwaukee's Best Light, 4.1% alcohol, 96 calories, not as much flavor. Is a slightly lower, and it's enjoyable in its own way. Alcohol intake, which I didn't really want, and so that's the reasoning. It wasn't anything political or cultural. It smells like faint corn alcohol. All right, so it's a faint. You smell this, you might think it's bourbon, but you say that's got to be the faintest bourbon I ever smelled. It's not a bad aroma. It's almost a total lack of aroma. Yeah, not much difference here, but this one is a little more vanilla. I think it's got a little more vanilla. So at this point, I know which is which. I really don't. 80%, right? Same proof. Old. We know that one's 3 years old. Both from the same company, Sazerac company, under whatever alias thing they're using. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. I got it wrong yesterday, which kind of shocked and totally shocked me, because when you're dealing with these things that are so close one to another, you're gonna make some mistakes. Now you say, not me, I know my whiskey. Okay, we'll get on here and do live hangouts and be honest, and let's see if you get it right every time. You're not gonna. All right, creaminess, some ethanol, vanilla, a little charred oak, so you can taste whiskeys coming through here. Which whiskeys are they using? You're not gonna know. I'm not gonna know. Yes, could be ancient age that didn't quite make it. What I mean is, when they tasted it, they were like, well, this batch of ancient age isn't the best. Blend it into something else. All right, same thing. Creaminess, vanilla, a little charred oak. Uh-oh. $5.99 a bottle, $8.99 per bottle. At this point here, where they're tasting nearly the same, the body's medium, the finish is medium long, the proof is the same, the aging is a year difference, at least 1 year difference. The blend ratio is close, but not the same, 75% grain spirits versus 80%. Yeah, it looks like Royale Club is the winner because I'm not going to pay more if I can't taste the difference. So like Carlo Rossi said, why pay the difference when you cannot taste the difference? And I agree with that. So I would have to give the victory, the glares. You can see we're dealing with glare right now. So I would have to give the victory to Royale Club. And I know it's sold in at least 2 states because the first time I bought it was a small, little small sample bottle, 200 milliliters, I think it was. I bought that in Texas, Eagle Pass, Texas. I'm pretty sure that was the town. Texas, like literally across the street. That's a city where, not really a city, more like a town, but that's a town where the state line runs through the middle of the town. Literally, the State Line Avenue. One side of the street is Arkansas. The other side, and I noticed all the liquor stores are on the Arkansas side. So what does that tell me? That's telling me that Arkansas must have better liquor laws, more favorable toward the owner of the store and the consumer. Because if they were the same, it would be evenly spaced. If Texas had better laws, regulations, then all the liquor stores would be on the Texas side, but it wasn't the case. They're all on the Arkansas side. But all the license plates on the vehicles mostly said Texas, so there's another indication. Go to Louisiana. Go to the last town on this side of Louisiana before you cross the river into Texas, the town being Benton, Louisiana. Benton, B-M-T-O-N, Benton. You see a number of liquor stores there. And all the license plates say Texas. Orange, Texas is right down the road, right down the highway. So there's got to be a reason. That you're not going to drive 4 miles one way just because, well, you might because you want to get out and drive around. But generally, you just buy the liquor in your hometown, right? You live in Orange, Texas, so I'll just buy the liquor here. But if you're going to make that special effort to go to Louisiana, there's got to be a reason. Okay. Especially on Sunday, you'll see packed with Texas vehicles. Yeah, this is a wash. I don't know which is which. I'm going to say they're both good. No, don't get me wrong. They'll both be in the B range somewhere, which can fluctuate. But I think this is the Iron Wheel. No, it's the Royale Club. So that's 2 in a row I've gotten wrong. So now I'm 0-2. 0 wins, 2 losses. And it may not get better. Not with the Sazerac brands. Their products all one tastes like the other, more or less. So yeah, boy. Now when I get into Heaven Hill, I guess I'll be able to tell them apart. Because Heaven Hill's blended whiskeys tend to be a little less quality. They will evidence some harshness, bad bite, strange and exotic flavors like honeydew melon, which I do not think is a positive. So, but when I'm going Sazerac versus Sazerac, or Buffalo Trace versus Buffalo Trace, you could say, it's very treacherous. So I don't feel bad about getting it wrong because I know what I'm dealing with. Obviously, I'd rather get it right. Going to get any better with like Grand Legacy or 75 South blended whiskey? I don't think so. So Wine Legacy is a little different with that natural flavor added. That's a little different. So maybe that could be plausible for me to get it right, but I'm not confident at all. All right, so let's close out. It's over. Got it wrong. 0-2, 0 wins, 2 losses. We'll just keep, charging along, trying to do it right. But so far, Iron Wheel is not justifying the elevated price, and we talking about just slightly elevated. $2, $1. Aren't too many whiskey bottles got a label with culture. The importance of iron wheels and agriculture. Most people don't buy liquor for that reason. Well, so there we go. Now, later on today at 10:30 Eastern, 9:30 Central, about 4 hours from now, we plan to do Stout Sunday if Johnny Neal hosts. If he doesn't host, then we're going to be working with Super Sunday, which is sort of like a wild card thing. You can bring anything you want, beer, wine, liquor. If we do Super Sunday, I'm probably going to bring a cider. I brought it to my friend David's house yesterday, but he didn't want to view it. He said, I told you, don't bring those. I don't like those things. I said, okay. Didn't make any difference to me. I brought it back home, put it in the fridge. So I'll do the Wicked Grove crisp apple. It's fine. I wouldn't buy it again because I don't buy cider, but to try it was interesting and it did score okay. So we'll bring that in. All right. We all take care and